to start off today is a request from... Oh. Hold up. Got a kitty. Hey, buddy, you gotta move over there. There you go. Good boy. Oh, you are sleepy. Holy hell. He is very, very scruffy right now. I wish I could... I wonder if I can show a little bit of it. He's done. In any case, we're going to start off with a request from fellow streamer and community member, T-Jabs. T-Jabs made a game and put it up on itch just like a week or so ago, and wanted us to check it out. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that. And then, we'll start the Wheel of Itch. I will still do the time down. Don't feel bad about changing the timer if you want to see us go on to other things. So this is, as our first game, Obstinate. Go ahead and pull that up. I'm expecting this to have some pretty cool art, because I know that T-Jabs is big into some kobolds and knows some cool art people. Mostly you're contemplating dinner. That sounds pretty good. I also have not had dinner. There we go. Obstinate by T-Jabs. Put that 30 minutes on the clock. You can always redeem to either add more time or take some time off. I will try and use the Z and X buttons here while I can. Wonder if it's possible at all. Unlock the ultimate spell by earning 25,000 or more points. I don't know what that does. What does that do? What do these do? Am I missing something? Locked. It must have to do with the ultimate spell. Okay, we'll try. Arrow keys to move, Z and X. I wish that I could put in a controller. I mean, that's a lot of extra programming, I'm sure. Oh, I know this. Oh, shit. Okay. Knights will just spawn behind you. So you can parry only, is the idea. Oh, you can double jump. Okay. Oh. Oh, shit. Nope. Okay, this is really tough. Nope. Is there a loop? No, there's not a... Okay. Holy hell. Okay. Damn. I know this song. What is this from? Oh, and the 25,000 points is apparently, like, just across all playthroughs? Oh my god. Okay. This gets overwhelming fast. Okay. Right. Fuck. Didn't time that right. No. knew that one was coming for me. I tried to jump out of the way. There we go. Ah. No, I pressed jump instead of parry. It's hard. It's hard. This thing is actually pretty rough in terms of difficulty. At least for me. My parry up yet, huh? Oh, the parry didn't last long enough. Ah, too much shit. Problem is you gotta, like, constantly be getting rid of all of the enemies. Or 6,900 points left. Or if you leave some left, you just get overwhelmed and you have to go down and fight them. Yeah. Hey, Comet, good to see you.
They told us, Cage. Let's do the Declaration of Independence.
Ill luck, champ.
Okay, okay. No, I hit the parry. Damn it. High score is still 6,000? Damn. $5,100. Hey, it's T-Jab, maker of the game. All right, we have gun. All right, let's go to menu. Now have ultimate spell. So, okay, what does this do? Now that we have you here, what does that mean? Deflect spell or gun spell? Okay, so you can then get gun instead. But what do these numbers do? Is that sound? You forgot to label them. Okay, I would... Is this like background music and like sound effects? Those are volume, music and SSX volume. Okay, okay. I was wondering. Well, now we gotta go for gun. Does make the flying enemies a lot harder, actually. Ah, damn it. I was trying to get that point. That's embarrassing. That's why you do these. Editing is a hard thing to do. Have you seen the games that we've played here? I've seen games done by, like, quote-unquote professionals. That are charging, like, good money. Be a lot a lot rougher than that. Remember when Magic Arena... I don't know... Were you a Magic person? I don't remember. Do you remember when Magic Arena, they said, hey, don't install it for a little... Don't uninstall it for a little while. Which was right around when I was thinking of uninstalling it. And I went, wait, what? Why? And then went, well, our most recent update makes it uninstall, but also try and uninstall your System32 files? That's a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Oh, if you hit them in the air, then you refresh your double jump. That's interesting. Bungie did that once back in the day. Yeah. That was one of the things that got me to, for sure, get rid of Magic Arena. I had already been, like, contemplating, like, man, should I stop playing Magic Arena? And then they're like, hey, our program is, like, maybe kind of fucking with your System32 files because we fucked it. And I was like, you know, I don't need to worry about, like, losing my computer because of this game. It is actually my job, not just for this, but, like, all my job. Okay, now we're getting there. There's a real score. I will say, playing this, oh god, with the cast is a little tough. There's not 30 minutes game loop. Fair, fair, fair. The Myth 2 uninstaller wanted to erase things a directory higher than it was supposed to. Nice. The Magic Arena one, what really killed me was that it wasn't just like, oh, well, you know, if you've installed it in, like, these folders, because, like, one below or whatever, like you were saying, like, one above, it tries to uninstall, right? Kind of thing. Like, it goes one extra up. It was just, no, it just also, no matter where you've installed it, it just also gets rid of your System32 files. Like, what, guys, what are you doing? What are we doing here? This is a neat little game, though. You could definitely flesh us out into something real nice. I actually really like the control for it, too. It's a little harsh, I would say. Spawns enemies in real fucking fast. So, like, this is a really cool little core gameplay loop. It's fun when you have just the, parry also. System32 sounds fucking weird. You'd expect it to accidentally hit app data instead. Yup. Yeah. Yeah, like, that's what I mean, is it's one of those things where it wasn't like... They fucked up in such a weird way that you're like, why are they even doing any of this? Like, why is it going to any of these locations? It should never go there. Why should it ever go there? It shouldn't, right? Like... And so, that was one of the reasons why I was like, I just don't want to bother with this. At the time, they specifically said that it went after your System32. The internet's saying this. Okay, well, but I'm saying this And I was there at the time, and I got the message from them at one point where they were like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. And I asked, well, like, does it matter where you have it? And they're like, well, no, we think that it'll just... So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it didn't, but they definitely made it clear that it could definitely just go straight for your System 32. Maybe they were being overly cautious when they told me that, but I can tell you... that was when I had a speaking relationship with wizards. Another thing that would be kind of neat with this, actually, as I'm going through it, I think that there would be a lot of fun in putting in a high score for both styles of play. If we installed it anywhere to see, then it would just nuke the whole drive. That's possible. Oh, the timer never went back on. Sorry about that. It is... oh, it says done. Okay. It has been the 15 minutes, I guess. That's a cool little game, though. And that means... let's go on to the next thing. They do keep spawning on that screen. They do, actually. Hold up. You got me thinking. Huh. I wonder if there's a limit to that. You might wanna change that, actually. Surf is probably right. That is a lot of enemies. It's an easy fix. Yeah. Good. Because, yeah, if they keep spawning forever, that's probably an issue. Yeah, let's overflow some buffers, baby. That's what I was checking. I'm like, yeah, that'll cause some problems after a little while, won't it? I'm gonna close that down, actually. It's a neat little game, though. It's a very good, like, proof of concept, if that makes sense. Putting that in our interesting folder. And then next up, it's time for us to spin the wheel. Let's see what I have on deck. goodness. So I totally forgot and didn't set this up properly. There we go. It's the one thing that I forgot to do beforehand. Have the wheel ready. All right. What? No, do the Twitch platform. God damn it. There we go. And next up for game, we have interactive fiction. All right, what do I have up for interactive fiction today? This is The Case of the Drowned Jeweler? Case of the Drowned Jeweler, apparently. That's not ominous. I'm not sure it's meant to be, actually, as I'm looking at this. At first I thought that it was meant to be ominous, but it's a very, like, bright and happy kind of web page for it. Little too happy about that. Not sure it fits the vibe. Case of the Drowned Jeweler. 30 minutes! Remember, you can add or remove time if you'd want. Got some good, like, production value off the start. Probably gonna keep the voice all the way to the top. Skip unseen text. What? If you don't see it, how do you... I'm gonna leave it the same. I'm not exactly sure what that means. My name is Handriel Farron of Edon, and I'm the president of the agency. Oh god, this has got some, like, stuff. It's probably a VN engine. Yeah, probably. Anime? It did say it was Ren'Py, yes, which I'm not a visual novel person, really. I don't really know. I think the last visual novel that I ever looked at was Doki Doki Literature Club, which is, you know... Not exactly that. A woman in her 20s drowned near a small fishing village. Given time, place, and supposed means death, there's a striking resemblance to an unsolved case. Other than that, we know nothing. But I don't know what it means by, like, isn't it the opposite of the standard visual novel option? I just don't understand what skip unseen text would even mean in a visual novel. Like, would it... It's strange. That cigarette is really heavy. That's the problem. His wrist is just too weak. Police have arrested several suspects, people with personal connections to the victim, and who had seen her on her day of death. It's my job to interview them. I'm above the cops. Suspects are the victim's sister. Victim's employee, a merchant. The victim was known to do business with a local fisherman. talk to the merchant. Good morning, sir. I'm investor Feiren of the AIA. Of course, of course. I'm Asver Badov. Jesus Christ. Anime. Or it's just like fantasy names. I mean, I've definitely made some hey, check my channel name, but also, oh my god, what? I can't. Asver Badov of Kyoto. Okay. You know it's anime because everyone's got gloves. And also, for the record, can you once again tell me of your relation to the victim? Of course, of course. I'm Asver Badov of Kyoto. Okay. What? Why did that go back? Okay. Oh, that was just, I think that I accidentally hit back somehow. But it was very funny for a moment. Well, of course I can tell you my relation to the victim. My name's Asver Badov. Got cat in front of me. Used to do business with Ms. Hanel. In fact, I was the main supplier of her business. Do you have any other connections? Outside of business, we didn't talk much. I'm afraid I'm not going to be much use in this case. I wouldn't assume anything. Brings you into town. Just business. Palmyra is pronounceable. That's nice. I do some traveling every now and again. Allows me to collect some new clients and suppliers. See the victim on her day of death? Perhaps in passing. Saw she was busy with her sister, so I didn't bother. Okay, that's all the questions I got for now. Contact you again. Victim's employee. Anime. Good morning, Nix. I'm Mr. Feiren of the AIA. What's your name? Okay, so if I hit enter, it goes back. Huh. I didn't expect that. Zell. It's Zell. Tell me once again your relationship with the victim. Sonny hired me a couple years ago. You know she ran a small jewelry business. I'd buy stuff from merchants, make something off. Customs too. Don't know why I'm here, honestly. I was just in the area looking for a new job when bam, some police pulled me over and told me I'm going to be interrogated. I guess EC mentioned me to them. Who's EC? The sister, maybe? You looking for a new job prior to the death? I thought you would have figured it out. Let me go last year. That's a fair bit. That sounds like a long time ago. Always thought it was a little suspicious, though. I can't believe that they fired me. I was very suspicious. Suspicious? Yeah, business is booming. She decided she just didn't need me. Alright, you didn't hear about anything else happening? Something that she might have needed? That I'm aware of. Alright, contact you again. Do something else. The victim's sister. Good morning, madame. And the name. Okay, that's the sister. Cool. They don't... I think that one of the things that's throwing me is that they could just have, like, first name. Like, the fantasy names are fine, whatever. But it doesn't need to be first name, last name of a place. That's so much extra. And it's just like, when it's XD Mesenada of Mole Donda, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about immediately? Like, your brain just shuts down. You need one of those. One of those is okay. You can manage with one, but the minute you start doing all three, no. Not for me anyway. Also, for the record, can you once again tell me the relation to the victim? Why do you do that? What do you mean? I didn't follow. It's called her the victim. It's like as soon as she died, she was only a corpse, never a person. Yo, Knife Crow! Good to see you.
61 months. Almost a year.
I'm gonna give Sunny the justice she deserves unless you can talk to me. Nice to have you by, Knife Crow. Thank you so much for the, God, yeah, almost a year in 61 weeks. That's a little over a year in 61 weeks. Let me repeat myself. Tell me about your relation to Sunny. I'm Sunny's older sister. I don't know a lot about what happened to her. We came here for vacation, you see. One morning we were in our hotel, and by the evening place combined, told me she was dead. From your point of view, what happened? Well, we talked over breakfast at our hotel. We split up for a little while, then had dinner together at a nearby restaurant. She said she had this weird feeling. She wanted some time alone. That was the last time I saw her alive. Is he smoking or just trying to be cool? The cigarette is really heavy. So yes, both. He's trying to lift it to smoke. And you do the weird fantasy sci-fi titles and have it be somewhat sensible, but this isn't it. Camel Concrete's TM. Yeah. He's smoking that concrete. That's the problem. But yeah, I kind of agree with you, Loaf. Like the fantasy sci-fi titles, it's just some of them are reasonable, but they're, like I said, for me personally, I think a lot of it is also like first name, last name, and of a place is just like it's also stilted. Like nobody would say that generally. And maybe in this world they do, but it just becomes too much too quick. You need more thorough investigation there. Preferably with you there to point out anything you might have done. Alright, I'll be available tomorrow. Sounds good. You can go. Time for the fisherman. Ah, German. Yeah. Morning, sir. I'm Vesker Farron. I don't know, like, some of them aren't that bad. Farron's not bad. Like, Ririan's not terrible. Murrah is fine. But, like, the problem is when you go Ririan, Karen of Murrah, that's becomes mush real quick. It's just too many in a row. Just surprised to find the woman dead. We can discuss that a little later. You need to tell me once again your relationship with the victim. I didn't have a relationship. I just saw her because I was the fisherman. Did she send anything to you? No? I just walked past. There's another woman that drowned in the same spot. Were you there that day? What? Oh, I was one of the suspects in that case. Okay, so he was. Alright, fair enough. That's, yep. Half of them don't even live in town anymore. Last one, see the victim alive, and you're also related to the old case. Didn't even hear her name. Not knowing someone's name does not mean you can't kill them. Contact if there's anything else. Trying to retrace the steps. Alright. This is where the two of you were staying. It's just mine until this whole thing is solved, though. I can't exactly return home in the middle of an investigation. Some things in this room I have to take a look at. Broken vase and a briefcase. That vase there. Is that a part of the decor? Unfortunately, it reminds me I'm gonna have to figure out how to pay for it. So you broke it? That's a crime. Write it down. Oh, it was nothing. Just a little sibling squabble. It was my family squabble. We didn't end up breaking things. Wow, Handriel, getting real judgy right away. Fine, I'm gonna throw in the hotel keys at her and hit the vase instead. The argument about money. This isn't exactly the cheapest place to stay. Somehow, Sunny was able to pay for it. Even I have been the one carrying all the expenses. I wanted answers. Why didn't you mention this in the first interview? It's family matters. Seems a lot more personal than what you were looking for. It's a murder investigation. It's gonna get personal. Every detail is important in cases like these. Just be sure, despite your argument, you still went to the restaurant? The argument was the only thing I left out. Sure. Hey, Arzu, good to see you. Whose briefcase is this? It was Sony's. She kept a lot of business stuff in there, I think. For some reason, she wanted to bring it. Some travel. Do I have a look? Go ahead. Can't imagine there's much in there besides legal papers. You might be surprised. From the looks of it, Sonny's business had some problems starting a few months ago. Some she was about ready to declare bankruptcy. Did you know? Of course I did. Before you asked me what happened, I don't know. It just seemed to be going well, and I just think we shouldn't be panicking and explain the situation. It's like most of her offers have been with Asver. Accumulated quite a debt to him. So Asver was the merchant friend? Yeah. I think that's what it was. So he'd acquired a lot of debt. Most of it seemed to be owed to Asver. So Asver doesn't want to kill her because Asver's not going to be able to collect on the debt then. Can't imagine what you're going to find there though. We just ain't left. Meet around here on the dock restaurant. Any problem with the restaurant? No, it's fine. How was Weirian the only one to see Sunny before her death? Someone would have noticed the drowning woman, so she struggled to cry for help. Oh God! Nothing personnel, Handrian. Ask who you are. Another one of the agents. They do a lot of the behind-the-scenes investigations. Mostly they're behind people all the time. It's waiting to pop out. Sunny report. Retrieved word of the autopsy. It seems that you were wrong about the initial guess that she had drowned. What do you mean? There are signs that she'd been poisoned prior to entering the water. Okay. Well, we had a mystery about how she didn't make sound and then immediately solved it. Cool. Very, man, good investigating. We detected more than enough to nearly kill a human on its own. Come. More than enough to nearly kill. What kind of poison was it? Some kind of rat poison. Spectre was used compared to subtler effects. Okay, what effects are they? Are you getting any records about places that sold it? Anywhere that sells rat poison, I'd expect, honestly. For the regular police, maybe. Oh, hell yeah. Ah, we're super police. We can uncensor ourselves anywhere. Why did they've got more people, funding, and ability than all the police? Wow. Huh. Are you aware of the poison? What? What? Why? I mean, that seems like a bad way to ask that question. Shouldn't you be questioning the chef or the waiter? What? Why? What? What? Well, as far as our agent tells us, which is more than you need to know. No one else had a reason to want Sonny dead. So I just searched the restaurant already. Wait, what? Did we? Didn't nobody else know about... How did we know about the restaurant before she told us? We didn't know that until just now. How did we... Man, they're fast. Goddamn. Goddamn, they are good. How did you know the poison was administered through her food? Motherfucker, you said that! You said it had to be at dinner. How the fuck you poison? Through utensils? Can simply be inhaled in large enough quantities. Oh, that would explain it. We were doing rails of rat poison off the toilets. So that kind of might be that might make a difference in your investigation. Sorry, I forgot about that. Should I go on? You made her inhale it. Or put it on her utensil, but not in a way in which she would eat it. Only on the utensils, because that's different. Hold up. Wait, what? So we were admitting the murder already. I wasn't the one who killed Sonny. I didn't know that it was poison. What? But you did give it... How would you know... I put a thing in their food, but I couldn't have possibly known that it was a huge quantity of rat poison. Why the fuck did... Yeah, that's a good question. Why did you do that? He asked me to. And so I just did it. Huh. What do you think it would do? I don't know. I was just willing to kill my sister just in case. Well, who did it? Who told you to put this thing in there that you didn't know was poison that it ended up killing your sister, who you supposedly love? I ain't no snitch cop. You should be able to say you're forced. This is not forced. She didn't get forced to do shit. She just did it like a dummy. You don't want things to get much worse for you, and I'd advise talking. I'd advise shutting the fuck up. You've gotten this whole problem by talking. This whole problem is entirely from like attempted murder. Yeah, she accomplished murder. No, don't listen to... Okay, when a cop tells you that they advise talking, that's especially when to shut the fuck up. Just an aside. If the cop says, hey, listen, you need to keep talking or you'll be in real trouble. No. That's when you need to shut the fuck up. Should have shut the fuck up a long time before this. Yeah, she's not an attempted murderer, she's an accomplished murderer. Please recognize this woman's achievements. He's gonna do the same thing he did to Sunny to me. Ask your now dead sister to poison you? Is that what's gonna happen? That seems unlikely. You don't have... Do you have another sister to poison you in your food without you knowing? For, like, no reason? All I say is one of the other suspects. That's a hell of a clue that we found, I guess. Clue found. We've solved the entire murder case by pure happenstance. Clue. Like, we got, in that one scene, for the single clue, we figured out that it wasn't a... We figured out the method of murder, the time of murder, that we ruled out an entire restaurant of suspects. We figured out who gave the poison. We figured out that it's another one of the suspects that, like, holy shit, that was good. We definitely have the ability of at least 10 police departments. Were you aware that Sony had been poisoned prior to her drowning? She was. Now that's a mystery. No, not really. We solved it real fast, actually. It was, like, very simple. What kind of wares do you sell? Wait, what? Wasn't the whole point that this person sold Sunny stuff to make jewelry from? Kind of things that aren't sold in stores, but a lot of people are interested in. Sounds like people should sell them in stores, like yours. Because you have a store, right? Sold any rat poison recently? Oh yeah, absolutely. Uh-huh. You know, I just talked about poison, right? She was poisoned, so you're just gonna say that, huh? Give some to an old friend of mine. I told her how to use it, but I think she's a W. Probably poison herself. And then he decided to leave on his own. So, whatever, that's fine. It's not like he's suspected of, I don't know, a murder or anything. Barely even knew that she going out to dinner. How did you know that? Suppose you don't... I don't understand how the fisherman is involved. Because they're talking about, like, her being at a restaurant and getting poisoned there, and then, like, hours later jumping in the water and drowning? And then he saw her drowning. But, like, wouldn't the whole restaurant have been there, too? I don't... Fishermen have a close relationship with the sea. I think I was a traveling merchant with some. One of your other suspects, if I remember. Talking to them. Thanks, I'll give it a shot. Except that, actually, he just kind of left on me, so I probably won't bother. Hey. the jilted employee. You haven't wrapped this all up already? Jesus Christ, you're an idiot. Thanks, El. Situations change. We learned the victim was poisoned. Wait, isn't this a day apart? They're making it sound like it was a long time between. She wasn't even conscious when somebody dumped her in there. Maybe someone who was selling that tried to get me to buy it. Do you remember who it was? Same guy Essie saw, probably. Except I wasn't going to fall for his excuses. What do you mean? So every single person got offered, hey, you want to poison this woman? Nah. And then one went, yeah, sure. And meanwhile, the very first time they talked to the police or any investigators or anything, they're like, I have no idea how she could have died. Can you tell me who it is? Nah, I don't think I want to. Wow, this is a heck of a world. Willing withholding information is just a crime. Nah, that's alright, I'm cool. Add more time. Hell yes, thank you. Agreed. I will volunteer enough info to the police to be implicated for withholding info from the police. This thing rules. Thank you for meeting with me again. Why am I here? I already told you everything I know. Yes, I was the one who poisoned my sister, but no, I didn't know it was poison. I just thought that it would be funny hot sauce or something. Pro tip, everybody, don't put drugs into somebody else's food, especially if you don't know what the drugs are. Or just, even if you do know what the drugs are. That's all very illegal. It's a real bad idea. See, just say it's a prank. Yeah. Well, we were doing an epic prank, you see. I told you everything if I knew something. You specifically know who the murderer is. I understand there's no purpose in trying to slow this down. You know who gave you the poison for money. That seems like a thing you could tell to speed it up if you wanted. Yeah, you said you're not. Well, I tell you everything. Well, okay, I would do anything for the police, but I won't do that. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Oh boy. I had a fight about money. She was in a lot of debt. Most of it was to Asper. She was asked by someone else to poison before the drown. You're still not sure. I just want to see what happens. Save here so you continue before making a decision. Good idea, actually. Let's save right here. Definitely ready. Let's call everyone here. It's time to make a decision that even 10 police departments couldn't. I believe the murderer in this case is the Fishman. Fisherman. I suppose one can never doubt how deep biases can go. What? Yeah, I hate fishermen. This is... I'm a anti-fisherman. Huh. Well, I think I've got the wrong person. But I have to throw them in jail forever now. And... Yes! Yes! Now, there's one, yeah, if there's one thing that's true to any justice system that I know of, we solved it. He said it. That's, what's the problem? Okay, by the way, who do you think the game thinks the murderer is? Do we think that it's going to pull, like, an epic, like, switcheroo twist at the end? You. I think it's probably Asver, whatever. The purple one. I'm wondering if there's going to try and be some kind of very weird, dumb twist at the end. I guess that it's probably not, because there just hasn't been an attempt at that at all yet. I don't think they'd even know, like, based on that last ending, probably not. I should have asked this before we did that one. Just, well, gotta go through with this now. Alright, so let's get everyone else. We'll try it. We're gonna do EC. I mean, you're not willing to tell anybody? I'm gonna ask you to come with me. It doesn't feel quite right, but I have to go with it now. And, fuck. I mean, hey, at least in that case, she should also be in jail. Based on any, like, actual laws in the real world. Well, let's see if there's... What does Zell say if we take her away? Zell. Hey, wait, what did I do? I have to ask you to come with me. That's it. Just, hey, wait, what did I do? Well, time for jail forever. Yo, I think we need to do more interactive fiction, is what I'm getting from this. This was great. As for... It's fair to assume that you were not only the one who got EC to poison Sony, but also the one to drown her. When she was already dead, which... because... Yeah. I have to admit, you're more perceptive than I gave you credit for. How was her death do a makeup of all the debts? How's the death do that? When she dies, she don't earn no more money, my dude. The power move would have been for the same as the others. Hell yeah. That you did. You still did get caught. Boys, care to rest them for me? Bake him away, toys. Oh god, he came from behind again. Thus, another case solved. I'm sure that oh man, I hope there's a murder case next to my kids next. And... oh, yes. Oh. The case of the drowned jeweler. So I don't want to be too mean to people because people are out here trying to put their art up and that's rad, but also, oh. man. It's... I have to know if this person did other games. Oh, they sure fucking did. Follow? Alright, cool. I hope they made hundreds. It's not hundreds, but it's like 5. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. That's a little treat for future me. Yep. Little treat for future everyone, I would say. Honestly, this alone kind of made me want to be like, you know what? We need to just do like a straight interactive itch night instead. We shouldn't even do random stuff. Why do we need random genres? This is the genre that gives. This is the one that I care about. Oh, there are some really cool indie mystery games. Yeah. I'm sure that there's a lot of really well-written ones. I want to find some gems, too. And I mean, hey, this one, like, to give credit where I can, it works, right? Like, there's a lot of games that we've played on this that just don't work at all. Or same with, like, the DOS games, like ranking DOS games. This is better than a lot of the DOS games that we've played. And this is just by one singular person, I'm sure. I hope. So, you know, some interesting stuff there. Oh, boy. I love people's passion for mediocre works, if that makes sense. It's nice when somebody is putting themselves out there, and I making fun of it is a little mean-spirited in a way, but also it's so funny that it's hard not to just, like, find some joy in it. If that makes sense. Like, I absolutely love how much people will, like, pour themselves into something like this, and it's just... You're left scratching your head. It's the good B movies. Yes, absolutely. I am putting that in our... We have files for 3 categories, by the way. We have awful, good, and interesting. And that's an interesting. I'm super down for that. Making fun of it because you know it's bad, but appreciate how they tried. Yes. Yeah. I appreciate they made art even if it's not good. And honestly, like here's the thing. I'm making fun of that and it's giving me legitimate joy because it's so funny to me. And I mean, I know that that's kind of mean in a way, but I would much rather, like by miles and miles and miles, I take so much more joy out of that, and I think it's a much better person to see something like that than to come out of something where somebody's just doing it like out of a sense of like obligation or like irony or something, like ugh, right? Like, oh, I'm just gonna do this to make some cash, like some idiots will swallow this up kind of thing. Like, that type of stuff is way worse. I'd much rather have this type of stuff all day, every day, right? When you get somebody who's just like cashing a check essentially, or thinks that they can like scam you into getting it, that's the worst. But educational game, we have this one. What is this? What is this? Oh, of course, I should have realized. It's Language Game. The game of language. I love an experience I won't forget, yes. Uh-oh, what? Hello? 1 second. Oh, this had been working. Huh. Well, shit. It looks like this one's broken now. Well, I have a backup. This is why I always make sure I have multiples of these. So I guess we're actually doing... Trash IKEA Game is what it's called. The Educational by Shi. I'm finding this very educational already. Oh, okay. Nah, I'm leaving. My education has told me that buying shit won't make me happy and I won't be part of this consumerist culture. Oh, I see. This is propaganda. They're gonna make me buy stuff. IKEA has a lot of crosswalks. Hey, listen, some cities are made to be walkable, okay? Just because you're an American, you haven't ever seen that before. Wait, what? What? Is this our house? Is that what this is? What is that? Are those words? It's like something... It is me, right? With an exclamation mark? Huh. Why? Ah, yes, the Hagesdotter, dresser line. Wait, can I... Would like buy. Me buy. Hello? Fine, fuck this. I'm gonna go and get some meatballs. Oh, we didn't put on the timer. Let me go ahead and say that we're 5 minutes in. Give everybody the chance to vote on whether or not to keep playing this. Okay, this is... Oh my god. It's like not letting me through here. I might be... Oh god, I might be stuck. These hitboxes are not good. Woof. Just like real life IKEA. The hitboxes in any IKEA I've ever been in are terrible. You have to like press over and up and down, back and forth to get through. Maybe she is the latest lamp. Maybe. To be fair, you don't buy things on the floor of IKEA. You go to the back warehouse. So maybe that's the problem. Where's their warehouse for all the unassembled garbage? Okay, wow, there's something real fucked up about these. There's like hitboxes at various points on these carpets. What are we doing here? Okay, hold up. Warning, this game is life-changing, made in 3 hours. It's trash. This is stupid with an O. Alright. Download and play it, stupid. I'm beginning to think this might not be educational, other than don't just download any game that you find on Itch and expect to play it. How to buy? Let's go to the right. This is really nailing the IKEA experience for me. Of, okay, I want this one. Where do I go now to get this one? I don't know what the controls are. I'm not sure if there are controls to buy anything. Do I buy from here? Buy. Wait, I clicked on it. Wait, do we click on things? Did that do a thing? I think my fully random way of grabbing these games has maybe bit me in the ass this time. Ah, buying did buy stuff. I now have IKEA. Can I buy more shit? 20 more minutes of buying. Let's go. Remove time. I have them set at very, very low prices, so people can add and remove time with almost no problem. It's just a very small vote. Oh, hey, someone's removing time. I can't imagine why. Why would you want to remove time from this precious baby? I think that might just be the game. Oh, hey, look, we're down to 10 minutes. Oh, buddy, don't lay on the keyboard. I do like our funny little player character. We got a cool scarf, I'm guessing? Looks scarfy. Whenever I think of IKEA, just as a total aside, the thing that I always remember is IKEA Heights, if anybody ever remembered that. Okay, we're at 9 minutes. But there was a web series, God, like 20 years ago almost? Like it was right at the beginning of YouTube, where it was a like, parody of, like, daytime soap filmed in an IKEA, stealth style. So they were just, like, filming inside of the IKEA and doing jokes, which was really good. The series ended when they got caught, which was really good. Also, as it turns out, for those that don't know, if you've ever seen the actor Randall Park, that was his breakthrough. I think that's all we can do. This was very educational. But it's been a long time since I've seen it, but if at all I can recommend a weird little series, I would say IKEA Heights is... It's certainly worth a watch, from what I remember. It was very funny watching them, like, do entire scenes as if all of the IKEA stuff were houses and, like, having people walking behind them in the back and going, like, constantly, and there's no employees ever stopping them as they filmed, like, hours and hours of this stupid, like, daytime soap. 2 minutes left of IKEA. I'm gonna say that that's good, actually. Thanks for the redemptions. I get the feeling that nobody actually wants this to keep going. Least of all me. Right. Trash IKEA game. Well, they did say what it is. Saw it on the box and I just, oh, why am I surprised? We have our categories. That one's going in the trash. Starting to think, the more that I find these educational games, that they might not be that good. I think educational might be the real category inside of itch, for sure. It's all teaching me the same lesson. Yeah, stop getting educational games off of itch, please. Next game. I need to put back on, like, music and stuff for the wheel. When I'm a little less busy, I will put some time into this show thing that we're doing. Survival games. Oh, that one also scares me, actually. We're talking about categories that I'm a little worried about. Survival is up there. Realize that that's not lighting me so well. Because lights off. We did survive the last game. It's easy enough to survive the game. See, all you have to do is just put in a very small vote to tell me to remove time. In fact, I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to change them from 500 down to 100. Everyone has like 250,000 points. If you want to add or remove time, it's just a very, very, very simple vote. That's the point. So don't be afraid to put your vote in. And this is time down, top down. Add more time. You're on it. I'm ignoring you. I figured you already knew that I would, but I'll just let you know right now. Oh, wow. This one's actually in, like, right aspect ratios. Oh, Jesus. Hold up. That is really damn loud. Still a little loud. Let's go to 10% volume on that bad boy. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, mouse slipped and it dragged it to 100 right as it clicked. Cool. This is trying very hard to be Brotato. Oh, I see. It's because it wants to keep grabbing my mouse. That's why it happened. Neat. 30 minutes. I'm ignoring Missing Matters 5. I'm giving you a 100-point penalty. Hey, this isn't like the right aspect ratio. So, I mean, that's kind of nice. The first game that we've seen today that's actually like... not 4:3. Oh, okay, I see. Mini or shot. I thought it was mini shotgun. I'm like, wait, why would I buy... Why would I buy it for more money? Do I not have enough money? Okay, I did not have enough money. Gotcha. These are very spongy, yes. I'm also not sure how I get to the shop. I guess it just happens at the end of a wave, but that didn't seem like the end of a wave. God, that is loud even now. Although it changes based on where we're shooting. What is happening with the volume? Okay, so I bought a mini. It took my money. It's definitely not still attached to the volume slider, no. And like, that's not making it go up or down. Yeah, it seems like if I click on myself, it's less. I don't... We have a very, very weird problem. Positional audio based on how far away I am from the center of the map. Actually, yes. Yes, that's exactly what it is. You're right. Yeah. They put the sound file centered on the start. There's like a band of it throughout the entire level because it doesn't matter top or bottom. It just matters left or right. Okay. Yeah, maybe the mini is just the starting gun. Now I can understand how somebody would make that mistake. I don't think that gave us a different gun. Also, I'm going to go to the quiet side. Ah, perfect. Sweet, sweet silence. Alright, we are removing 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I have 9 minutes left in this game. As soon as I can pause it again, I'll remove all that time. There we go. I'm kind of curious, mildly. To check out the shotgun again, because it was really, really hard to actually see if I got anything different out of it last time. Oh man, staying in this quiet zone is definitely the move. I'm kind of tempted to be like, hey, should we just get like another interactive fiction? But I should probably save the good shit. Yeah, we can't like right click, we can't, it doesn't seem like there's like a way to change weapons. Although I guess we haven't bought any yet. There's just zero change for that, huh? I can't, like... tab or... Oh! Holy shit. There was a num key that I could hit. I was trying to change weapons with the button. I was trying. Yeah, I am. I'm buying the mini. Okay, there's the mini. That seems way better than the shotgun. Well, okay, maybe not. In the quiet zone, this seems way better than the shotgun. The minute we get into sound, it's probably going to be a lot worse. Oh. You can travel 5 seconds in the past by pressing space. Huh. Okay. Buy more of the mini. What does that do? I don't know. It does something. Let's go to the loud zone. Do we really want to go to the loud zone? Who else wants to go to the loud zone with this? I'll do it if we're asked. Just for a moment. Loud zone. God. I'm just gonna... picked up on the mic without it being on my head. Oh. This, by the way, is at less than 10% volume. It's at like 8%. Oofa doofa. We did it! 7 waves! Share with your friends! I've shared it. Welcome, friends. That's time down, top down. We made it 7 waves. How far can you make it? Less than 7? Probably, because I don't think you'll play it. Let's put that in our finished pile. And we're going to list that in the trash bin. Fend. Let's get the next game. Bwah, bwah, bwah. That's not doing it. Why is that not? Oh my fucking god. Hello. Thank you. Hit the wrong thing. See, everybody does bad things, even me. Visual novel. Oh boy. Different than interactive fiction. But I'm excited actually at this point. Visual novel, visual novel, visual novel. Well, this one might be good. Let's see. This might be interesting. This is Marbury and Third is the name of it. Alright, I'm starting to doubt my this might be okay thought. I was like, it's got like a better soundtrack than some of the stuff that we've had. But then I went and changed the volume on my mixer, like on Windows Sound Mixer. And this game is Marbury and Third, and it's like, did I kill a man? And I'm like, okay, it's a little mystery visual novel. The name of the fucking game, like the window for the game, is Framed. You just told... But now I know the mysteries... You just... Damn it! Spoilers. I mean, if there is actually a mystery, that kind of fucks it, yes. The mystery could be who framed me. This is true. Who framed Marbury? Who framed Third? Just come home, Dorian. Alright, let me actually do one thing here real quick, too. Oh, God! Sorry, I missed this. I missed the first thing on there, but also that face. I clicked and I looked over and was just... This is too much, even for you. I know I screwed you over, but you can't just... So I didn't kill anybody. What? What? She didn't say that though. Okay, so she did I kill somebody? I think personally, if I killed a man, I'd know. So this Dorian did not have a painting in the attic to take all of the, like, pain and suffering and aging out of his eyes and put it into the portrait, huh? This one's just wearing it all out there. Just tell me what it is that you think is going on. Well, apparently that you killed a man, I guess. He is the painting. Did it backwards, Dorian. If you didn't do it, then you have nothing to hide. You can turn yourself in. Worry, I'll come pick you up. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Well, that's why he's framed, because he's the painting. Marie, stop. What's going on? Where are you, Dorian? What did you do? What did you... Beep. Marbury and Third seems like Christ needed to stop drinking. Okay, I think I clicked through again. God damn it. This... Give me 1 sec. It's easy to double click and go through a screen that might have text that we care about. Can I hit enter instead? Okay, there we go. That's maybe a little bit better. No one knows about Shut the Fuck Up Friday in any of these mysteries yet, yeah. What did you... Beep. Oh, because I tried to press forward, but it just goes forward automatically there. Damn it. Where am I? On the corner of no eyes and too many eyes. Marbury and Third seems like, Christ, I need to stop drinking. If you've done a murder because you blacked out, yes, you probably do need that. That is a good wake-up call. What have I done? Is that blood? Murder after the year I've had. I wouldn't put it past myself. I've been on a real spiral. Oh no. I don't even know who I'd kill. I just know that I am super willing and capable. I have this. Do I have any idea of where I am? Or why I would kill somebody? Or even who I would kill? No. But I do know that I am absolutely prepared to kill. That's believable. Who have I killed? Who would I have killed? That's the mystery. Maybe we should call Marie, ask her, and I can ask her who's supposed to be dead. She never said that. Why are we assuming this? She just said that we can't just, and then that was all she said. She just got cut off. You can't just leave your brother stranded at the airport. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, it was PB&J on my sleeve, and I forgot about to pick up my brother and went and got drunk instead. Damn, sorry. I'll try to be better in the future, Marie. What did you think happened, Dorian? Don't worry about it. Call and ask. Who was I supposed to have murdered? Yes! Yes! Okay, we need to just do visual and interactive fiction, I think. I'm starting to think that we maybe just need to do interactive fiction Sundays. Because these are all gold. What? Hey, Marie, who did I kill? What's the dead guy's name? Dorian, what's that guy's name anyway? I know I hung up on you just a minute ago, but who did I kill? What? The guy you say I killed. What's his name? Jeff McKenzie. Why? Dorian, the police are... Jeff goddamn McKenzie. Well, it's official. I'm a murderer. Because I know I would kill Jeff if I got the chance. Hell yes. Hell yes. Conniving bastard stole my promotion, pinned me for a massive project failure, and still somehow acts all buddy every time we're in a room together. I'm a real piece of shit, and I would be a piece of shit to kill Jeff. Because he's a piece of shit. We can be pieces of shit together in hell. I'd kill him a second time. How off my shits was I last night if I actually made it happen? I feel like Dorian's never been on his shits. Freeze! I gotta get out of here. Oh! Oh, what? Oh, there's gameplay in my novel. Yo, can I, dude? You really need to run. Hey, buddy. Hey, do you know me too? Just the trope of like walking up to everybody and like, do you know this man? But instead it's just a photo of ourselves. This is, as a thumbnail is saying, this feels very Disco Elysium, like, hey, I'm a piece of shit, right? Do you know me? Do you know me too? Of course, you were pretty rough shape last night. Don't know what they gave you, but you were out of it. Who drugged me? We are making some wild assumptions here. Starting to notice a trend in these. Who drugged me? Well, the people who dragged you up the stairs to him, I'd assume. Mob, if I had to guess. Jeff said something about his boss taking money. What? Wait, Jeff. Goddamn Mackenzie? I'd kill that piece of shit. Yeah, he's my brother. I'll kill you, you piece of shit. That's his brother. Do you know who I am? You're the guy they framed. What? He knows. Framed? No, man. I fucking murdered him. What? Yeah, I killed Jeff Mackenzie. Shit. No notes. No notes. It's fucking art. G fucking G, baby. Oh my god. I definitely fucking did it. Okay, now I need to get caught by the police then, right? Oh, buddy. I wish there was a way to save. Okay, who have I killed? I'll call and ask. So this is very choose your own adventure in there too. Alright, I better turn myself in. I'm a real piece of shit. I know I killed that Jeff goddamn Mackenzie. Wait, what? Can we not fail? I'm pushing against him, by the way. If he's moving away from us, then he can't give us the red flashing screen. Okay, actually I should give a warning for that, because that's like the real bad trigger for epilepsy. Sorry. I guess I should stop that. So I guess that we can't lose on this screen? Guess not. Kind of curious. Hey, buddy. God, okay, do you know me too? Well, who drugged me? Jeff fucking Mackenzie? Do you know who I am? You're the guy they framed. Framed? Tell me everything you know. Like I said, Someone's dragging up the stairs to him and... What? Shit. Ah, fuck. I'm guilty. It's run or fight. I won't go down easy. No, you'll go down pretty easy, actually. Oh, now we're a badass. Oh no, yeah. There's actually a lot of cops, as it turns out. Oh. Mwah. Who have I killed? Call and ask. God, the speed that cop moves in that top right corner. Is there some... What's the reason for me to go there? Is... Gameplay. Who drugged me? Oh God, I'm completely surrounded. This might be it. I'm innocent. I'll find a way to prove it. Stop! I'm innocent. Okay, does that work? I still gotta bring you in, son. Yeah, that's kind of how that works. Hands up. So is the implication the other way that we got murdered by the cops? I mean, that would make sense. Homeless guy is not going to show up for court. To court for me, is he? Are I pieced together enough? Will I be able to defend myself? No! I know a man is dead. I know I woke up on Marbury and 3rd. I know I'm Dorian. I know my name. I know that it's Jeff goddamn McKenzie, and I would absolutely murder that motherfucker in a fucking second if I had the chance. Okay. I guess that's the end. Okay. Why am I at Marbury and 3rd? Let's take some different options. Whoa. Big sign. I think the cars might have trouble with that. Why am I at Marbury and 3rd? I have no reason to be in this part of town. What's in my pockets? Just give the old Bilbo. I don't have a bus ticket. I'll drive, cab, or walk, but I don't bus. I'm not some peasant. Oh, God. Dated for 2 a.m. Wait, somebody has a city bus that works at 2 a.m.? Damn. Who have I killed? Who am I kidding? I'm not calling to ask who they think I killed. Landlord, no. I don't know, man, there's so a list of so many people that I'd kill if I had the chance. My boss, my landlord, and these are good options, to be fair. I murdered my boss, damn. Okay, so I'm guessing that we We need to call back to piece that part out. Hey, buddy. Ignore him. Hey, you! You there last night? Yeah. In for a penny, in for a pound. He's not expecting it. Oh shit. This might be it for me. I'm innocent! Still gotta bring you in, son. Hands up. Okay, this brick? Oh, that's not what it looks like. See, like, yeah, that one. The one that I'm holding in the sand. Almost not gonna show up to court for me. Probably not anymore. I'm gonna... If I were to wager a guess... I know a man is dead. I know several men are dead, as it turns out. Oh, and crash. Oh. This thing is a work of art. Okay, why am I at Marbury in 3rd? What's in my pockets? Alright, so we try and get as much info as possible, I guess. So this time, let's call and ask. Jeff goddamn McKenzie, that fits. Son of a bitch. I'll kill him. Hey, buddy. Ignore him. Didn't I say to wash your hands? You missed the spot. You still got blood on you. What? Kill him. What'd you see? You're in no state to do anything when they brought you there, son. I saw. Even when you stumbled back out all covered in blood, it was obvious. They're trying to get you out of the picture, too. Lord knows why. Probably where? To my brother's house. I've been hanging close by. He hates it when I do that, but I've been worried about him. Found out something he shouldn't have. So watch his home in the night. Pull up with the car, yeah. I think this is it. He's gonna die. Start throwing rocks at the window, trying to wake him. And then I see they're dragging his limp body out of the car. I thought he was gonna be framed for your murder. But no, you're breathing still. Heavy like. Real puzzler. At least about an hour later. Bloody saying this dead man, you don't know what to do. I told you. Clean your hands in that puddle there, son, then run. Uh-oh. Nope. So, I think that this is the maximum amount of information we can find, right? How do we get a good ending here? There's not a whole lot of info. No man is dead. I know I woke up on Marbury in 3rd. I know I'm Dorian. I love the way to solve the puzzle of who would I have murdered is to just call back the person that called me. Also, no context as to who the hell that woman is. Sister, girlfriend, wife, mother, co-worker. What happened? Okay. So that's still just the same. I think that might be the good ending. It crashed. I don't know if there is another ending, which is anticlimactic. It's not nearly as good as the, well, that feels wrong. Anyway, I'll just throw him in jail. This is the last visual novel that we had. Uh-oh. Oh, I fucked. It's crashed. See, that last one, like, as much as we were laughing at a lot of the writing and having some fun with it, that one actually worked. This one has, like, no saves, and it constantly has issues of, like, not being able to keep up with what you're doing, and it's easy to, like, double-click through dialogue. That one was much, much better set up. What's in my pockets? The only other thing is that we might not have asked all of the line of questioning around, like, who drugged us? Yeah, see, mob, okay. Jeff McKenzie, my brother. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's all there is. That's the end. I'm guilty, it's runner fight. Dang. I had to give this one some props, though, at least for one little thing, which is this. A lot of that probably belongs to Renpy. That's fair, but at least they were smart enough to use that then. Oh. Ah, damn it. I want to see the one thing one last time. Very important for us to take this game off with the one moment that really shines in this thing. Wait, Jeff goddamn McKenzie? My brother. Do you know who I am? You're the guy they framed. Framed? No, buddy, I definitely killed him. What? Yeah, I killed Jeff goddamn McKenzie. Shit. Still just as good. Yeah. Still perfect. No notes. That is unironically an amazing end Like, if this was a legitimately good visual novel, it would still include this. Because this is... Mwah. This is such a great little moment. Alright, we're gonna end it there for that game. Shit. It's just credits. Just end. Just done. Oh, so solid. Whew. All right. Oh, I'm going to put that... God, I don't want to, like, rank these too much. I mostly just want to, like, keep tabs on ones that I might find interesting for if I ever want to go back to them. But, like, that's a lot less interesting than the last one, but I still kind of want to put it in interesting just because of the shit. Like, just for that alone, I almost want to put it in. Although, realistically, there's, like, no resolution to that story, even. I should put it in awful. It goes in interesting, I think. I think it goes in awful, because there's not even a resolution. There's, like, the one moment. There's the one moment where you're just like, Jeff fucking McKenzie, yeah, I fucking killed that asshole. And then you just immediately get murdered in response. That's solid gold. Through and through. But... is there really anything else to it? No. And everything else about it, like it crashes constantly. You can click too fast and it just freezes. Like, nah. There's really nothing else to that there. All right. And I think it's getting a little late. We have to do short streams on these Sundays. I still got lots of actual work to do. But I'll do one more. Let's see what we get up next on the wheel. Thanks again for the people that made clips earlier, too, by the way. I really do appreciate it. This has been a blast tonight. And if you like to stream, those follows do mean a lot. You want to check out the podcast also. Recorded a new one this morning. Oh my god, interactive fiction number 2. Hell yes, let's fucking go. I do have another one in. Let's see if one of these is good. Should this just be should we instead change it from Itch Day to just Interactive Fiction Day? Because I could do that. I could do that. This is The Den. I might have to put it in as a option for people and do a vote on that. Because all of the interesting, by far the most interesting games we've seen have all been interactive fiction or visual novels. Oh, hold up. Oh, kitties. They've been begging for food for an hour. V and Aiden live with father in the den. They've lived there all their lives. They've never thought about leaving until something happens that makes them question everything they took for granted. Saves. More info. What is this? It's a text-based interactive story. You should never find yourself in a position. You should never find yourself in a position where you're unable to complete the game. If you make a choice to end the game early, you'll be given the chance to go back a few steps and try something else. That's nice. Allow about 1.5 hours to play through from start to finish, but your mileage may vary. Okay, so that's actually quite a bit. Mild content warnings. Okay. I will show that, but not look at them myself. There are content warnings. This one seems like it has a lot more quality to it than the other ones, possibly. That's my guess. I don't want to spoil myself when I don't need them, personally. Aiden woke with a start. The whole room was shaking. Father? There was no reply. His heart was thumping. He quickly got up and flicked the light switch. Nothing happened. The shaking ceased as abruptly as it had started. V? He stopped, waiting for a reassuring voice to tell him everything was okay, but heard only silence. He threw some clothes on, feeling a tingle of excitement as he did so. Surely he hadn't imagined it. After years of the same routine, this is something new. Perhaps Father was playing one of his little games? Explore the room. Aiden's room was a large, featureless square with a metal bed in one corner. Stuck low in one of the plain concrete walls, bringing up some color to the gray, was a hand-drawn picture of him and V holding hands. It still made him smile. Although he'd made it so long ago, he didn't actually remember drawing it. He just signed A. For some reason, V had blonde hair. He probably just couldn't find the right color pens. On the other side of the room lay piles of clothes, abandoned books, and other things he'd long since lost interest in. He knew he should probably tidy those up one day, but right now, he really wanted to find V. Also, aha! Fellow Canadian spotted. Canadian or British, but I'm guessing by the writing, Canadian. Leave the room. Can't slip it past me. Instant Canadian connection. He opened the door and stepped out into the gloomy corridor. The overhead lights flickered briefly before returning to their standard nighttime setting. He stood still, listening, but heard no unusual sounds. Just the same distant hum he was used to that came from somewhere deep below his feet. Then came another rumble, although this one seemed more distant than before. He distinctly felt the floor vibrate. Dust shifted from the ceiling and drifted to the floor in gentle eddies. He figured at least that proved he wasn't imagining things. Since Father had split them a couple years ago, he had been sleeping on the lower floor. He desperately wanted to see her. Was she scared right now or excited like he was? The empty corridor extended down towards the living room in one direction and up towards the classroom and bathroom on the other, eventually ending at the lift. Oh, at the lift? Never mind. My Canadian senses were off. This is in fact British. Damn. False alarm. Let's go get some learning. Aiden walked swiftly up the corridor, his footsteps echoing off the hard stone floor. He checked inside the upper bathroom, but found it empty. Next door was the classroom. The door was open and he quickly glanced around. It looked the same as always, although some of the books had been shaken from the shelves. He winced. Those books are precious and fragile. Even though it wasn't his fault, he suspected Father would be angry at him all the same. He hurriedly put them back and hoped no one would notice the extra scuffs they'd taken. Back the way he had come was the corridor leading past him, past his room to the living room. Further up the corridor was the lift. So this is extremely just like Colossal Cave Adventure. Head to the lift. He ran further up the corridor, which eventually ended in the cold, scratched metal of the lift doors. He pressed the call button, but it refused to light up. He frantically pressed it a few more times. Still nothing happened. This worried him. He couldn't remember the last time the lift had been out of action. In fact, he didn't think it had ever malfunctioned, except during the drills Father made them perform from time to time. Well, he thought, this had to be another drill. But this time, Father had given them no warning at all. To the other side of the lift, set in the corridor wall, was an access door. It led to the stairs and was for emergency use only. Hadn't been used in years. Try the access door. Tried the door, but it wouldn't budge. There was no handle. There was a small keyhole set halfway down. Aiden tried to remember how it opened before. He guessed Father had opened it for them. He tried kicking it, but ended up hurting his foot. Okay. To the living room. Aiden ran down the corridor and turned a corner into the living room. Everything was as he'd left it yesterday. He glanced guiltily at the food-stained plates on the dining table. It had been his turn to clean up, and he'd forgotten again. Maybe, he thought, this whole thing was some strange punishment Father had come up with. Father? He called out again. Still no answer. Which was strange, because Father rarely slept. He wasn't scared, but he found the silence unnerving. The living room was connected to 3 smaller rooms. Right? Around the living room. The living room was one of the larger rooms in the den. This was what Father called the family room. It was where they ate, relaxed, and played games on an old computer that sat by the far wall. The computer is one of several such machines dotted around the den. A bunch of computers? Then why would it be the computer if there's a bunch of them? Nice, Dan. Was that Clax? Or which one was that? This room was where they spent much of their free time outside of chores, lessons, and tending the farm. A threadbare carpet covered half the floor, and a couple of well-worn sofas slouched against the wall. Above them, some faded decorations still hung limply to the light fadings, left over from a few months ago when he and V had celebrated their 17th birthday. Ugh. Technically, Aiden was a day older than V, and he reminded her about it as often as he could. A day? Older? That seems like it would be difficult. He looked over at the dining table and considered tidying yesterday's dishes. Would that end his punishment? He should probably visit Fever first, though. Or just go back to bed and wait for Father to sort it all out. Could just go back to bed. Oh, a mind forever voyaging. Right, of course. Tidy up. Dutifully tidied the dining room and scraped the plates into the bin, which would ultimately end up down the refuse. He loaded the dishes into the wash unit and pushed the button. Nothing happened. Well, he thought, at least he'd done his chores. There was another distant rumble. Computer time. Computer was ancient, but still worked. There wasn't much they could do on it, but sometimes it helped pass the time. He tapped a key, and the screen turned on. The cold glare lit up his face with its flickering light. He noticed that the calm screen option was flashing, which meant someone was on one of the other computers. The screen flickered for a few seconds, then displayed a grainy black and white image. He was startled to see a dark figure staring back at him. V! Aiden exclaimed. He checked himself and lowered his voice to sound a bit more manly. It looked like V was on the library computer on the lower level. She stared at him with her customary scowl, but said nothing. He smiled. V was always annoyed at him. V, what's going on? Father won't answer and nothing works. V just stared at him. He wondered if the sound wasn't working. She picked up a notepad and scrawled something on it, then held it up to the camera. It said, "Don't talk, just meet me downstairs." Aiden couldn't tell if she was angry with him or if she was just being mysterious. She was often angry about something he'd done. He's a real dipshit. But maybe she would cheer him up if he found out he'd done the dishes. Oh, Aiden. Well, I mean, we could just play a game for a moment, right? There's an old arcade game that went by the name of Vaccinator. Uh-oh. Does this thing have a bad point? It's the only game they had, and they both played and were bored with it. What sort of name was Alpha, anyway? Were all those names he saw on the high score table real? Did they live in their own den somewhere else? Were they even still alive? He stopped himself. Thoughts like that were dangerous. Father had told him so. To dream about a world outside the den would just lead to misery. despite his complaints, despite the boredom and drudgery of their daily routine. He secretly liked his life here with V and father. It was safe and secure. So, they mentioned, he said that he was on a farm, and that they had to tend a farm, and now it's, oh, I can't leave the den. That's what I thought originally, but then they mentioned, like, oh, well, doing the stuff on the farm, so I thought maybe that I was mistaken. I'm wondering if it's some sort of anti-vax fallout shelter. I don't know. Play the arcade game. Aiden knew that this wasn't a good use of his time, but he felt unsettled and just wanted to pretend that nothing was out of the ordinary. Perhaps he played a game and ignored all the strangeness. Father would just sort it all out. He started the game and played on easy. Even then, his mind was elsewhere, and he soon got overwhelmed. He quit the game in annoyance. He should stop putting it off. He had to go find D. Play another game. Aiden started the game and played on medium. He was doing well, got through the first few levels easy enough. In fact, he almost got all the way through the game this time. However, he made a few mistakes and allowed the virus threat to build up. Gradually, he could see his health getting chipped away until finally the dreaded game over message. He didn't even manage to get on the high score table. Aiden was feeling lazy. He had played it so... He started on easy. He had played it so many times before. He managed to get nearly all the way through without too much difficulty. He felt a mild sense of achievement. But, of course, he knew you got fewer points on easy mode. He wasn't going to beat Alpha today. You've unlocked the Vaccinator arcade game. You now access it from the start menu. What? Okay. Huh. Let's play Vaccinator. Can you survive it and make it into the Hall of Fame? Oh, of course, it's an ad for their other game. Sure. Retro-inspired top-down shooter. That's fair. That's a very classic thing to do, honestly. Started the game and played on hard mode. It's although saying that you've unlocked it is very almost skeezy. It's not true. He got through the first few levels with ease, but then got caught by a large virus when he came on screen, spitting out deadly blobs at him. Picked up some more ammo, but in the end, he was overwhelmed. He'd never beat off a score like that. Well, we're never going to beat it unless we keep playing, obviously. Okay, now we're just getting the same thing. Damn. Alright, let's go to admin control. Every now and again, he pressed admin control in a vain hope that one day it would actually do something. But, as usual, just brought up the screen of meaningless data. He was fairly sure it would never do anything else. So you need to find a way downstairs. Search the kitchen. The kitchen was spotless. Of course it was. That was V's job. He loved her dearly, but it was almost like she was trying to taunt him all the time. He had a feeling that father preferred her to him. Maybe that was the real reason he'd split them up. I mean, she does all of her chores and you're a dipshit that just sits and plays Vaccinator. So that might be a problem. They used to share every waking moment together, but now they'd only met once chores and lessons were done. Search the cabinets. In one, he found a pan that still had a little food clinging to the underside. Ha! V wasn't perfect after all. He made a mental note to bring it up with father next time he was accused of doing his own chores poorly. Gonna fucking throw her under a bus. He opened a drawer and found an old metal key. Father was either testing him or V was up to something. Time to take the key. Aiden imagined sirens going off as soon as he picked it up. He prepared to feel stupid or guilty, possibly the other way around. He clasped hold of it. The key was cold in his hand. No sirens blared. He shrugged and put it in his pocket. use the key. Key did a click. He had a sudden pang of guilt. Father would not approve of this. Step through. He pushed the door open, and it creaked on disused hinges. There was a dusty concrete stairwell beyond. The stairs descended into darkness. The light spilling in from the corridor behind him barely illuminated anything at all. There was another distant rumble, and the air shifted. Dust motes danced as if quivering in excitement. He shivered, but it wasn't the cold. He thought that maybe he was a little scared after all. Back down the stairs. He stepped carefully, aware that this was one of the few areas of the den he didn't know by heart. The cold stone steps continued downward until he came to another door, similar to the one he had just opened. The stairs continued down to the basement level, but Aiden knew they weren't allowed in the basement. Well, time for some basement, baby. Aiden took the steps down. It got darker as he descended. The air was warmer on this level, and there was a machine-like hum that was more felt than heard. The stairs ended in a large metal door. He didn't need to try opening it to know it was locked tight. There was no keyhole or handle to a solid metal door that looked like it had stood there for 1,000 years. For all he knew, there was nothing behind it at all. Damn. Opened over to the lower level. He tentatively pushed the door. It opened easy enough, but suddenly was yanked open from the other side. Before he had time to react, an arm shot through the gap, grabbed him, and pulled him through. He yelped in shock. Father is asleep, V hissed at him, as if he should know why that was important. She was holding his arm and talking quietly whilst making shing motions. Aiden pulled away from her grasp and tried to regain his composure. Too late, he heard the door click behind him. Wait, keep your voice down, she whispered. Rather loudly, he thought. She stood in front of him, looking furious and excited in equal measure. He was never quite sure how she managed to project two entirely different emotions at the same time. He was several inches taller, but her thick black hair added to her height. Her dark skin glistened in the dim light and contrasted with his pale features. He often wondered if they were complete opposites. The door's shut now, we can't get back up. Aiden turned back to the door. Like the door on the upper floor, there was no handle. Unlike the door on the upper floor, there was also no keyhole. When it closed behind him, it had trapped them both down on this level. He would have never let that happen if Via hadn't surprised him. Great, now we're trapped. Can't we just take the lift, she whispered. The lift isn't working. Oh, this new fact stopped her train of thought for a moment before she rekindled her excitement. We'll worry about that later. Let me show you something. Aiden thinks she was really listening to him. What's going on? I don't know. I woke up earlier and Father was completely silent. You know the big crack in the old classroom? Well, it got worse. When Aiden had taken for anger, he now realized was contained excitement, and as she spoke, her hands gestured wildly. Why do I have to be quiet? Because Father's asleep, she whispered in a frustrated, why don't you understand kind of way. Okay, so Father hardly ever sleeps, and so if he's asleep, he can't see what we're up to. Aiden was surprised. He was supposed to be the one who broke the rules. But this sounded like she was planning something on a whole different level to his usual antics. What are you up to, V? It's just better if I show you. It's in the old classroom. Now that room's been locked for ages. There's no way to open the door. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Just follow me. What about Father? Can't punish us if he doesn't know we tried. Grabs his hand in exasperation. No. Aiden pulled his hand away. V didn't stop. Aiden was tired of just following V's orders. She got these ideas into her head and expected him to just go along with them. This could get them both into serious trouble. It'd be safer for him if he just left her and went back to bed. Of course, that'd mean missing out on whatever scheme she was up to. And he wasn't so keen on that idea either. Time to sleep. Aiden had no intention of getting into trouble again, especially when this time it was all V's fault. He walked back to the door he had entered at the lower level, but of course it was locked now. There's no way to open it. Getting more annoyed, he walked all the way to the lower level lift. He pressed the call button and sighed when nothing happened. Looked like he was stuck on this level until he could find the way to get the lift working. Looked like V hadn't left him much choice. Damn, right. Kind of getting really corralled in here, no matter what we're choosing. V was at the far end of the corridor, waiting for him to catch up. We played like hours of Vaccinator and didn't have a problem. Come on. She led him down past their own room and entrance to the library, past the double doors that led to the farm. So, like, it must be like an underground grow-op farm is what they're saying. And on past the ward and lower classroom. This is a hell of a complex. She continued to the far end of the corridor and stopped in front of an old metal door. Aiden noticed the odd patches of dust around the base. V, you know this door's locked. It has been locked for years. V flashed him a smug look and pushed the door. Aiden watched in shock as it slowly creaked open. She walked through, as if nothing was out of the ordinary, as if this wasn't a door that had been locked them for the last 10 years or more. He followed, and as he did, he noticed the doorframe was warped out of shape. Large cracks ran along the top and down the side. The earthquake damaged the doorframe. Aiden couldn't believe how daring she was being. Usually, he was the one who got into trouble. Maybe, he realized, perhaps far too late, she was more daring than he thought. And unlike him, she had simply figured out how not to get caught. Oh, wow, she's not a dipshit. Gotcha. Explore the room, sure. Aiden walked into their old classroom. The room had to be abandoned many years ago when the cracks were threatened to become dangerous. Father had made it very clear they were never to go back inside, and the door had stayed locked ever since. He was going to be really mad if he found out they had disobeyed. He had a dim memory of being in here. It was a strange sensation to discover somewhere that was so familiar, and yet something he'd almost forgotten existed. V had flicked on the lights, and he smiled as he saw some of the colorful painting on the walls. Over in the corner was the large cage of their pet rats. The poor things hadn't lasted long. V had put down her notepad and was pointing at something in the far corner of the room. As he got closer, his eyes widened. The cracks that had formed here years ago had since turned into gaping holes. Water trickled down from the ceiling, and rubble was piled up around the floor. Was the den falling apart? We should leave. This doesn't look safe. He couldn't help having a tinge of fear creep into his voice. There's something on the other side. A combination of her excitement and his curiosity eventually overcame his worries. He bent low to avoid the jagged concrete and peered into the hole. There was a faint light coming from beyond. It rippled and pulsed gently with an eerie glow. Aiden should have been terrified. He knew he should drag V away and never set foot in this room again. He had always taken the safety and security of their home for granted. Now, that safety had literally crumbled in front of him. This went against everything Father had told them. But at the same time, he was filled with a nervous, jittery excitement. How could there be a room in the den that they had never known existed? Drag V away. Aiden knew this wasn't right. He had lived his entire life inside the den, and there wasn't anything beyond its walls. And even if there was, Father would be furious if he found out they'd broken his rules. He knew what had to be done. He grabbed V's arm and tried to pull her away. This isn't right. We're going. She turned and slapped his arm away with surprise force. V, he was angry and confused. What was she thinking? He wanted to shout at her. Before he knew it, she slipped from his grasp and somehow squeezed her way into the dark crevice. And then, as a swallowed whole, she vanished. Aiden stood there, mouth open, shocked. Now what? Storm off? Okay, so yeah, I have no choice but to go through. He walked all the way back to the abandoned classroom and the huge crack in the wall. This just, it seems like it's giving you a lot of choice, and there's like zero choice in this thing. I'm finding that actually a little frustrating with this one. See, it's kind of funny. The other ones we had a lot of fun with and we're laughing at. But it's the more incompetent ones that are more interesting sometimes. Because this one's competent enough to just be fine so far. V. He He nervously moved closer, trying to peer inside. Then he heard a distant voice coming from somewhere behind the wall. It's huge in here. He felt a flood of relief. She was okay. Her voice echoed, making it sound like she was in a distant cavern. What can you see? He called out before remembering he was supposed to be quiet. She replied back, but he couldn't make out what she was saying. It sounded like she was moving further away. V! Then suddenly, she was back on the other side of the wall, her face pressed through the opening. Come and see. Can you get through? Put on a little music in the background. Try to get through. Cautiously, he moved forward. He managed to squeeze his arm through the gap and then one of his legs. He could feel a cool breeze coming from the other side. The air smelt different. The ancient somehow, as if it had been undisturbed for hundreds of years. He kept pushing, but no matter how much he struggled, he could get no further. He started to panic at the idea of getting stuck between home and some strange alien place that shouldn't exist. He was annoyed with himself. He was annoyed he couldn't fit. But he was also worried that maybe he could get through if he really tried. Was there a tiny part of him that just didn't want to? Don't chew on the plaster, bud. Can't chew on my cast. Well, they both talked about adventure. When it came down to it, this scared him more than he would ever admit to V. What if she was in danger in there? Suddenly, the ground started to shake. He leapt back as parts of the wall began to fall away and a cloud of dust billowed out in front of him. He coughed uncontrollably, unable to stifle it. When the dust finally cleared, he stared in horror. The gap was now blocked by large trunks of rubble. Oh, buddy. V, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay, but I don't think I can get back. He could hear the worry in her voice, but it was soon replaced by her customary confidence. I'm going to explore the room. There must be a way out somewhere. Aiden was relieved, but this adventure was already getting out of hand. Perhaps he should find a way to wake Father so he could help sort this out. He stood back from the wall, feeling a bit useless. V spoke again, a bit further away this time. Hey, found an old computer, like the one in the library. We could try talking to each other on that. I'm going to go back to explore. It's amazing in here. Why did we never know this existed? Alright, head to the library then. Aiden stood there for a moment, feeling torn. He should probably find a way to wake Father, so he could see what V was doing to get her out of there. But he stopped himself. Even if he managed to evade punishment, he doubted they would ever see this room again. He and V might argue, but he loved her and they were a team. So he made up his mind. He'd find a way to help her. He made a silent vow to himself. Before Father woke up, they'd figure out the mystery of this strange new room. Switch to V, sure. V stood in the huge space. Her mind was racing. She had spent her entire life within the concrete walls of the den. How was this possible? The room was big. Not as big as the farm, but still. How could this have been hidden down here this whole time? She wondered if there were even more rooms hidden away like this one. She knew she should be worried that her way in and out was now blocked, but right now she was too entranced with her new surroundings. And it stood to reason. There must be another way in somewhere. Rows and rows of large, perfectly oblong metal boxes stretched out in neat lines all the way to the far wall. She walked down one aisle, checking inside each in turn. They all looked the same. Glass covered one side, and within, she could see wires and cables that trailed around like machine innards. At the end of each wire, tiny lights flashed in their own peculiar rhythm, twinkling in reds and blues. Each box was taller than her and much wider, too. There must have been well over 100, packed together like giant gravestones, or a silent army in waiting. Further in, she saw more evidence of earthquake damage. It must have hit harder here. Some of the boxes were covered in rubble. She looked up. There were chunks missing from the otherwise flat and featureless ceiling. At least 4 boxes beneath were clearly broken. She wondered what these things actually did. Perhaps they were just a big fancy light show? Sudden thought struck her. Maybe this was a surprise Father had meant to keep hidden for another time. V tried not to feel guilty, but she knew that she really shouldn't be here. Her thoughts turned back to Aiden, and she wondered if she was being foolish, exploring all on her own. Let's explore more in. As her eyes became more accustomed to the dim, flickering light, she paced from one side to the other. The tall black boxes were spaced about 2 to 3 strides apart. The furthest end from the hole in the wall sat a long desk. On it was another old computer screen. Further down the bare concrete wall, she discovered the faint outline of a door. She knew that had to be a way out. Beyond that, she had noticed a small metal grill. She noticed a large metal grill. Looked like an air vent, and there was a cool breeze coming from that direction. She stopped and listened. Apart from a quiet background hum, she heard no further rumbles. It seemed like the earthquake had passed. At least, she should be safe from further damage. V walked over to the computer. It looked even older than the one in the living room. She had a creepy thought and wondered if Father really was asleep or if he was watching her right now. Was this just another one of his bizarre tests? She clicked the switch and the screen fizzled for a moment, then went dark again. She sighed. Perhaps it was too much to hope that something that had lain hidden here for years might still be working. On a whim, she hit the side of the screen and was surprised to see it turn on. The computer looked like it had fewer options than the others. Everything seemed to be requiring entering an admin name. Try entering a username. Okay. Enter admin username. Aiden hadn't made the library yet. Father, enter. Entry, out of bounds. Okay. Oh, we can't. So we can't switch back to her? Huh. So what if we go... Turn 72? No. Oh, fuck, it overwrote the 67. Well, that sucks. Because I was going to go back to V and see. Can we just calm screen? Click the option in V's face, filtered and focus. She started talking excitedly, her voice coming through loud and clear on the computer speaker. Aiden winced and wondered if she'd forgotten she was the one who insisted they were quiet. Aiden put his finger to his lips, and she suddenly realized her mistake, eyes wide, clamping her mouth over her hand. Or, clamping her mouth with her hand. They both waited for the inevitable voice that would mean Father had woken up and discovered what they were up to. Father? He waited, but there was no reply. Father often slept, but never for very long, and usually only at night when they were asleep too. He turned back to the screen. Looks like we're safe for now. Are you okay? He asked, concern in his voice. She immediately started to talk again, still a little louder than he'd have liked. The tremors have stopped, but the way back is blocked. I think there's a way out of here. We just need to figure out how to open it. Okay, just let me know how I can help. What have you found? Well, there are loads of boxes with little flashing lights. I have no idea what they are. The computer works okay, but it won't do much. Looks like I need to enter a name. I think maybe it's a 5-letter name. Can you think of anything? How about Aiden, he said, a little insulted she hadn't considered his name. No, that won't. Okay, I'll try. V vanished for a moment. You could hear her typing. Aiden didn't work, but the error code was different. She looked lost in thought, as if there was a solution just within her grasp. I'll have a look on this computer too, just in case there's something useful. Okay, we can now switch on the sidebar. Let's try to access the computer. Do you have any more ideas? Has to be 5 letters. Have you tried admin? Yeah, alright. When I type admin, the error code starts with a 1. Entry out of bounds. Okay, so that's saying that nothing is in correct places. So we could just brute force our way through it in a way, because I'm guessing that 1 means that that's correct, right? Oh, AL is correct. Huh. Look through the books. She's volume from A to B. And a page number. So we could try to reach the grill. V tried to reach the metal grill, but it was set too high on the wall. She looked over at the computer and the desk was sat on. She wondered if she could drag the desk just far enough so she could stand on it to reach the grill. That means she would have to temporarily disconnect the old computer. Okay. So we can do that after we've solved the computer, sure. Try the door. There's no obvious way to open the door. No handle, keyhole, switch, or button. Just a flat, featureless gray door. Head back to the crack. I'm wondering if we should look because, like, it can't want us to just brute force the whole thing, right? Like, having the entire alphabet to check on each one of them makes it a little bit tough for the words. V, walk back to the large crack that zigzagged up the wall. It actually looked worse on this side. The crack ran all the way up to the ceiling, and she could see a large chunk of concrete had fallen down, blocking her exit in a pile of rubble. She could make out light from the classroom beyond, and suddenly began to feel like she was trapped on the wrong side of the wall. She bent low and whispered loudly through the gap, "Aiden?" There was no reply. It looked like he'd gone somewhere else, hopefully to find a computer. So it's AL. It's like a bad Wordle or something. Alarm? 0. So does 0 mean that it's the right one but in the wrong place? So there's no D. It might be that's the case. Okay, so it ends with an A. I guess that is the case. So it is actually Wordle. So AL blank blank A? Alpha. It's fathers. Welcome, admin user Alpha. Admin message. V read the message and her blood ran cold. Who was this Alpha? Surely they weren't talking about father. This is a message for those who may come after me. If you're reading this, I either escaped or he killed me and you're my replacements. I don't know if he's able to read these messages, so I'm going to leave a trail only you can follow. You need to get out. Look for the back door. H117 Alpha. Database repair. Archive data is corrupt. Attempt repair. Sure. Data is encrypted. Use decryption key to access. Okay. Enter decryption key. Lift status. Temporarily disabled due to low power. Re-enable. Sure. Try moving the desk. V figured she'd probably got everything she needed from the computer, at least for now. She walked back to the desk, tried pulling towards the wall with metal grills. She had to unplug and move the computer to do so. Even then, the desk was still really heavy. She managed to nudge it, one corner at a time. Eventually, she managed to shift it just far enough that she could stand on it to reach the vent. She plugged the computer back in. Luckily, the cable was just long enough to reach. She waited to see if it would start up again. Nothing. She banged the side of the screen and was relieved to see it spring back to life. It still works. She climbed up onto the desk and examined the grill. Just under a meter square, and was fixed in the wall with thick metal clips. She tried to pry one off and was surprised when the metal snapped in her hand. She could see that rust had eaten it away, and the others were all in a similar state. Soon she was able to pull the grill away from the wall. A breeze wafted through her hair, and a loud humming noise could be heard from somewhere down the vent. The grill was heavier than she thought. Before she could do anything to stop it, it had slipped from her grasp, clanging on the floor. The noise echoed around the room and she froze. She had been angry at Aiden for being too loud. Well, she thought, if that noise didn't wake Father up, nothing would. She waited for the inevitable sound of his voice. She was going to be in a lot of trouble. She couldn't even imagine the punishment. And yet, she would still do it again. Wait anxiously. Father. He observed, like he always did. There were cameras all over the den. Some that Aiden and V knew about. Some they didn't. The tremors had begun earlier. He had seen the initial warnings that had been his priority. Power in the den was becoming less reliable. It wasn't something he wanted to bring to the attention of the children. He corrected himself. They were adults now, no longer innocent, unquestioning children. The lack of power meant that repairs to the thermal systems and air vents were the priority, but he watched as they explored. He knew one day they would seek to escape. He saw it as his job to protect them from the dangers of the outside world. He did not need them to love him. He had to set the rules and boundaries, but he always knew there would come a time when they would test their limits, just as the previous subjects had done. Of course, that hadn't worked out so well. He still felt responsible for that failure. Okay. For now, he observed. Alright. Perhaps Father is elsewhere, or he really was asleep. Either way, they'd have heard his voice by now. Huh. Well, this is interesting, but I feel like we're at the end of it. And I think that it hasn't done enough to grab me. The writing is just like, yeah. And a lot of the choices, it seems like there's a bit more that we can do now for choice, maybe. But it was very obvious when we hit those choices that it was just like, you don't get a choice, idiot. Stop trying. Like, very discouraging to actually try and to explore things when every time that you go and try and do an exploration, you don't get, like, a death or a secret or anything. It's just like, no, I mean, obviously you can't just go back to bed, dummy. You have to go and see your sister. Constantly getting bounced back into, nope, can't do it. Nope, is like, okay, well, I just won't try anymore. So like, this thing is competent, but it's competent in such a way that it's like less interesting than the incompetent ones, which is a funny place to be, but kind of seems like where we're at. So I'm gonna save here. And like I said, nobody added time, so I think that's where we leave the den. I'm going to put that one in. I think this is still interesting. Like, it's put together well enough. It's definitely a game. It's more of a game than pretty much anything else we've played tonight. But it's not good right away. Like, I wouldn't consider it to be fantastic or something. I'm not excited to play it again, really. So I think that's where we're leaving that one. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to head off for the night. I've got a whole bunch of work to do. And I will see you tomorrow for a little bit of DOS Cider. thanks for stopping on in, and I'm going to host you over to somebody else, so don't go away. Let's see who I know that's around currently. Looks like... Oh, hey. Boix is doing Pokemon Stadium. Go check out Boix. I'll see you all tomorrow for some DOS gaming. And have a wonderful time.